In a world where music can mend souls and amplify emotions, some artists bring an extraordinary ability to connect with their listeners on a deeply personal level. Among them, Juice Wrld was a shining star whose talent burned bright, but was tragically extinguished far too soon. Born with a remarkable gift for crafting lyrics that mirrored the pain and vulnerability of a generation, his life became a haunting symphony of triumphs and trials. This is the tragedy living proof of a young artist who soared to unimaginable heights, yet battled his demons in the shadows, forever etching his name in the annals of music history. His childhood was tough. Born in the late 1990s, Juice Wrld was raised in the suburbs of Chicago, where he was privy to a robust and influential hip-hop scene, according to the Gulf Times. While emulating rappers like Chief Keef fueled his professional and artistic sides, Juice Wrld's home life was more tumultuous. His father was a rare and inconsistent presence, and he was raised almost entirely by his mother. "My dad would jump in and out every now and then," he told No Jumper. "My mom's pretty much been single-parent type." According to Billboard, Juice Wrld's mother moved him around various schools on Chicago's South Side and other areas looking for a school where he felt comfortable and engaged. "Certain things about school turned me off. I got diagnosed with attention deficit disorder in 5th grade, which I completely disagree with," he said. "I was bored." A Juice Wrld concert in Independence, Missouri in June 2019 came to a halt upon the revelation that the rapper's father had died that day, just 2 hours before the show began. Juice Wrld broke the news on his Twitter account, writing, "Rest easy, Dad Plulla's rest easy rip." He suffered from anxiety and depression. Juice Wrld spoke openly, in interviews and his music, about his personal internal struggles, namely substance abuse. In 2018, the rapper's partner at the time, Alexia Smith, told the Daily Mail that Juice Wrld self-medicated for anxiety and depression, as well as a profound sense of aloneness, with prescription cough syrup and the painkiller Percocet. "He would tell me, 'I need help, I need help. I'm telling people I need help and nobody believes me,'" Smith recalled. Carmela Wallace, Juice Wrld's mother, told GQ that a psychologist had treated her son when he was in his teens. In observation of the first World Mental Health Day after the rapper's death in October 2020, Wallace published an open letter, via Rolling Stone, about her son's struggles. "Jared and I often had frank discussions about his struggles with addiction, anxiety, and depression," Wallace wrote. "I know he truly wanted to be free from the demons that tormented him." Wallace also created Live Free 999, a resource guide for parents seeking help in addressing their children's mental health concerns. The foundation gets its name from a number frequently uttered by the rapper. 999 represents taking whatever hell, whatever bad situation, or whatever struggle you're going through and turning it into something positive and using it to push yourself forward, Juice Wrld told MTV News in 2018. Juice Wrld battled a drug addiction. Naturally, after his early death, it was presumed that the rapper regularly used prescription drugs. His own mother later revealed that Juice Wrld was indeed suffering with an addiction when she released a statement to TMZ a few days after he passed. "We loved Jared with all of our hearts and cannot believe our time with him has been cut short." As he often addressed in his music and to his fans, Jared battled with prescription drug dependency, said Carmela Wallace, Juice Wrld's mother. Juice Wrld, and other rappers alike, often sang and glorified the recreational use of prescription drugs like Percocet, Xanax, and opioids. Sometimes artists also praised using these drugs with marijuana and alcohol, and potent mixtures like lean, a liquid codeine cocktail mixed with soda and candy. The addictive mixture is said to cause its users to feel high, dizzy, and even have seizures, says Healthline. The rapper's autopsy showed that he had codeine in his system. Rise to stardom. One of the biggest reasons why Juice Wrld had the success he did was because of his completely unique sound and the unorthodox approach he took with his music, opposed to the mainstream sound at the time. He started to gain a small following as him, Nick Mira, and Sidebs made a plethora of music together, which they uploaded to SoundCloud. Along with the many singles, Juice Wrld released 2 EPs titled Juice Up the EP in 2016 and 999 EP in 2017. In early 2018, his single Lucid Dreams took off to the moon after casual fans of his started to find a deeper appreciation for his music. Seeing this, director and videographer Cole Bennett decided to film a music video for the track and upload it to his Lyrical Lemonade YouTube channel. As a result, Juice Wrld started to gain traction amongst the emo rap community, which then spread to the mainstream audiences. Lucid Dreams debuted at #74 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it became his first top 10 song. Realizing his popularity, Juice took advantage and continued to create. On May 23, 2018, he released his debut studio album, Goodbye and Good Riddance, only a short while after Lucid Dreams was debuted. Goodbye and Good Riddance sold 39K units first week and charted at #15 on the US Billboard 200. After this release, his fan base continued to grow rapidly, and the rest was history. Raw talent and impact. Although Juice Wrld didn't focus too much on pure rapping when it came to his releases, he was one of the best freestylers of our generation. From the 1-hour session he did on the Funk Flex show to rapping the entirety of Death Race for Love without writing anything down, Juice proved to the world that his talents went beyond just creating melodies. In his unfortunately short-lived career, Juice managed to touch the hearts of millions of fans around the globe. From raps about heartbreak and the seriousness of mental health to substance abuse and addiction, his music helped people, mostly teenagers, make sense of their own problems. He provided comfort and made people realize that they weren't alone in their battles. Being as young as he was, Juice knew what his fans felt, and his music was an escape from their own harsh realities. Him and his fans started the 999 movement, in contradiction to the Devil's Number, to spread positivity and show that he loved each and every one of his supporters. This was a symbol that represented the importance of solidarity and gave people who felt alone, trapped in their own nightmares, a community where they felt like they belonged, felt like they were needed. Juice Wrld brought together a whole generation of teenagers and young adults in hopes to make a positive impact on their lives, pushing beyond just the music. Juice Wrld's impact and legacy will be remembered and talked about for years to come. Given more time, he could have changed the world more than he already did. May he rest in paradise. How did Juice Wrld meet his tragic end? On that fateful day of December 8, 2019, Juice Wrld experienced a horrifying seizure at Chicago's Midway Airport, shortly after disembarking from a flight. As the medics rushed to his side, they were met with a distressing sight. Blood escaping from his mouth, an ominous sign of the grave situation that unfolded before them. At first, the tests yielded no definitive answers, leaving an air of uncertainty surrounding the rapper's sudden demise. However, in due time, the truth came to light. His system was inundated with perilous levels of oxycodone and codeine, substances that ultimately sealed his tragic fate. As the clock ticked away, paramedics tirelessly labored for a grueling 40 minutes, desperately attempting to salvage his precious life. The agonizing minutes stretched into an eternity, each passing second a relentless reminder of the delicate balance between hope and despair. Finally, at 2:55 a.m., Juice Wrld was whisked away to the hospital, a fragile thread of life holding onto the fraying edges of existence. Yet, as the ambulance arrived at 3:06 a.m., a heavy shroud of sorrow descended upon all those involved, for it was then that the bitter reality was proclaimed. He had slipped away, forever lost to the clutches of mortality. Within the confines of his ill-fated plane, the authorities discovered a haunting tableau, a poignant reflection of the struggles he faced. Amidst the pain and despair, 6 bottles of prescription codeine cough syrup, along with 70 pounds of marijuana, stood as stark reminders of the battles he fought in silence. The solemn inventory continued. 2 9mm pistols, a .40 caliber pistol, a magazine brimming with high-capacity ammunition, and a solitary metal-piercing bullet. A disheartening symphony of self-destruction. Ultimately, the conclusion was reached. An accidental overdose claimed the life of this talented soul. And as the world mourned the loss of yet another bright star dimmed too soon, the shadows of regret and what-ifs cast their somber veil over the legacy left behind. Juice Wrld probably suffered before dying. The day he suffered his fatal seizure, authorities were also en route to search the plane that he was on, reported the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. The rapper and his entourage apparently had illegal guns and drugs aboard, and officials were tipped by the plane's pilot. When the plane landed in Chicago, FBI and FAA agents were waiting to search the plane. Juice Wrld swallowed a large amount of the opioid Percocet in an attempt to hide the medication from the authorities. His state of panic would have deadly consequences. Juice Wrld likely suffered his medical episode as a result of swallowing the fatal dosage of drugs, and went into cardiac arrest before being taken to the hospital where he died. Authorities did recover marijuana and firearms in their search and arrested 2 of his acquaintances. The FBI allegedly began their search of his plane and belongings just before he started having a seizure, according to Wrld. In their own attempt to save him, agents administered 2 doses of Narcan. The rapper was briefly conscious but in a daze. He was transported to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. Sued after death. During the peak of his short career, Juice WRLD was sued for infringement by Yellow Card. But the group decided to drop the suit against his estate after his death, citing discomfort in proceeding with a lawsuit against an estate being managed by Juice WRLD's grieving mother. However, someone else wasn't so sensitive to that fact, via Loudwire. In May 2021, an artist and producer named Ghost Loft filed a lawsuit against Juice WRLD's estate, stating that the rapper's song Scared of Love copied an entire verse from a song of his, via TMZ. In 2013, Ghost Loft released a song that he titled So High. Then in 2018, the song's beat was sampled for Juice WRLD's single, and some lyrics were also taken in the process. Ghost Loft claims he was never credited for the song. As a result, his lawsuit comes after Juice WRLD's mother, who manages his estate, a co-writer of the song, as well as the 2 music labels responsible for the release. He left behind a lot of music. It's tragic when an artist dies, particularly when they die young and when they're just entering their creative prime, their death robbing the world of all the things they could have made and shared. Juice WRLD, just 21 years old at the time of his death in December 2019, per NPR, was remarkably prolific, and he left behind a massive catalog of music, most of it unfinished, somewhat finished, and never to be fully finished the way he may have wanted. As of May 2022, according to Forbes, there are roughly 3,000 Juice WRLD songs that haven't been officially released to the general public. A handful have made their way onto the internet, while others reside on the tapes where Juice WRLD recorded them, left behind at the studios around the world where the rapper would pop in for a bit just to lay down some tracks. Grade A Productions, Juice WRLD's first record label, operated by rapper Lil Bibby, has been entrusted with a lot of that music and keeping the legacy of the deceased musician. The company plans to put out some of the songs in the form of posthumous compilations, as well as stage a yearly Juice WRLD festival, celebrating the musician's life and art. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD, and goodbye.